what do you think about people that are just on carnivorous diets? Is
There,
that sustainable in the long run?
see, so I don't like the word sustainable too much, because sustainable can be anything which you want to adhere to. For example, I follow a very restrictive diet. My only sources of carbohydrate are fruit and rice, for the most part, and that's because I realized that fruit and rice are very easy for me to digest, and I would like to feel energetic, and I wouldn't want to experience bloating or lethargy of any sort whatsoever. So you may ask yourself whether that's sustainable, but it's entirely sustainable for me. I have no problem following a rice and fruit based diet, or at least a rice and fruit based sources to meet my energy requirements. So I'm not a big fan of sustainable, because there's this idea which is created that in order to follow a diet correctly, you need to have some wiggle room in the diet, or 20% of your calories should come from junk food or foods which you enjoy the taste of. That's just made up. There is nothing in the literature to suggest that adherence gets affected if you follow a very strict diet. If anything, we find that adherence is better. I mean, think about it. If you are following a diet which requires you to consume a few select foods, what is going to happen? Over time, your palate's going to change. And your taste buds will just be familiar with those foods and those foods alone. So an example which I like to use is Domino's pizza. If you do not know what Domino's pizza tastes like, you cannot crave Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
As soon as you know what Domino's pizza tastes like, as soon as you've had a slice, now you think to yourself, wow, man, this tastes really good. I would like to eat more of it. Now, I haven't had Domino's pizza in a really long time. And by virtue of not having Domino's pizza for a really long time, I kind of don't remember how it tastes. And I most certainly do not crave it.
Yeah.
But if I were to have a slice today, it would be difficult for me not to have a slice tomorrow and day after tomorrow, because now I'm familiar.
Yeah.
And that familiarity is what then gravitates me towards consuming more of that food which does more harm than good.
So are you completely off junk food now?
Yes, as far as is possible, I don't consume any. So the thing with the carnivore diet is, it's not a great way of eating for most people, because you're going to, firstly, you're going to lose the ability to metabolize carbohydrate, because a strict carnivore diet is basically a carbohydrate-free diet. It's essentially a ketogenic diet without vegetables. So whilst you can meet your vitamin and mineral targets on a carnivore diet, you can consume organs and get most of your vitamins and minerals. It's still not advisable to consume a carnivore diet. Having said that, though, you can't dismiss it entirely, because a lot of people who suffer from autoimmune conditions, whether it's a severe form of arthritis or anything of that sort, they benefit greatly from a strict elimination diet which resembles a carnivore diet. So a lot of people have seen great changes. Their lives have changed on a carnivore type diet. But the reason their life has changed is not because there's something special about the meat,
Okay.
but rather the compounds which they were either intolerant to or allergic to, or which their bodies were not responding to well. They got rid of those. And usually those are the compounds which are found in vegetables, the plant defense chemicals, the anti-nutrients. And now that we are moving on to soy, we'll get a chance to speak more about them.
But before we get to soy, did you follow the story of the Liver King?
The latest story wherein he got busted for steroid use?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was your take about him initially when he was just saying that everyone knew it?
Everyone knew. Everyone who's reasonably familiar with what it is possible to achieve as far as muscle growth is concerned, everyone knew he was on steroids. It's just that he claimed to be natural. Because it's better to claim that you're natural, because as soon as you say that you use steroids, and people will they won't acknowledge the hard work which you're putting in as far as training and nutrition is
But even
concerned.
after steroids, there's a lot of hard work, right? You just can't take steroids and get that naturally. You still have to work hard for it.
That's not entirely true. Steroids make life very easy for you. In
But-
fact, there's a very cool study done in the 90s by Bazin and colleagues. They had 4 groups, but I'll just cut to the chase and tell you what they showed. They essentially showed that if you take steroids and you don't exercise, you sit at home and chill on the couch, you build more muscle than people who do not take steroids and go to the gym and exercise. So steroids are incredibly powerful. And in today's age, it's not just a few steroids. There are many different types of testosterone derivatives which people use. Plus, they use other hormones as well, like growth hormone and insulin and things like that. So, and the Liver King was on a large cocktail of a lot of different compounds. So that's the reason why people don't want to admit to steroid use. Also, it's not healthy. People die. Bodybuilders die. It's definitely not something you'd associate with someone who's sharing the fitness message, the health message. And one more reason why you don't want to claim that you're using steroids is because then sponsorships go. Like, for example, if a supplement company wants to sponsor an athlete, they want to then show people that this athlete is taking my supplement and that is why he's big and strong. But as soon as people find out, wait a second, he's using steroids.
Yeah.
He's not big and strong because of your special supplement. He's big and strong because of the steroids. Then the motivation for a supplement company to sponsor you also reduces. So I'm not sure if the Liver King was sponsored. I think he was selling some.
He was selling his own course. He had a lot of sponsorships as well. So
Yeah, he had his own supplements. He wanted people
Yeah.
to believe that it's my special organ supplements which help me become all big and strong.
And does eating the liver actually help?
It's a good source of vitamins.
But it can't be the only source.
It's not the only source.
Yeah, and it can't. Like, you wouldn't advise it for anybody.
It's fine if you're comfortable consuming liver. It's a very healthy source of vitamins, and you get these vitamins without the plant defense chemicals which you get from consuming those vitamins from vegetables, perhaps. So liver is very healthy. You just want to make sure that you consume a small amount of liver, not too much,
Yeah.
because you can overdose on certain vitamins.
And you balance it out with other things as well.
Yes.
Yeah.